Welcome to today's Seidokan Saturday. We're going to look again at the third of the kakie techniques. Now, I did have a question from last week. Somebody said, will this work for police? Remember that all of the drills that we do are drills. They're not the actual fight situation. And I'll demonstrate how some of that can evolve in a minute. But whether a policeman can use it or not depends on what his regulations and rules are. Like wrist locks and finger grabs in MMA are restricted even, and police have even more restrictions on things that they can do. But whether the holds will actually work, yes, situationally, depending on the person, situation, all sorts of things. So when you see any of these set prearranged techniques, just remember any prearranged technique is to increase what we called, when I coached wrestling, we called positional recognition. I practiced the isolated technique enough that when the opportunity arises, and again, as we progress, we do practice opportunity, and again, I'll show you that. That's the maelstrom, the chaos of a real fight. But going back to the kakie, so we did the interlocking here with the techniques that came out of it, with wrist lock, etc., right? We did the over the top last week, which is where we took the fingers on the way in and took this position. Now the last one is the push hands. Now out of any of these, out of all of these, let's move around and get to the other side here. So out of all of these positions, make sure you're turning your shoulder back, there you go, yielding. Out of all of these positions, we could do any of the previous techniques coming from here. So the same ones that we did from this kakie and this kakie, we could do the same techniques coming out of any of those positions. Okay, that's the first thing. So I'm just giving alternatives or options. But out of this one, as we come back, as I push back in, I'm going to take his hand here. Okay, let's turn for me this way. So I'm lifting this side of his hand, tilting it as I drive back and in. Now he's going to adjust. He may swing at me with the other hand, so I would switch hands quickly and come here. But I'm going to drive this back. If I have just this hand, I'm going to take his elbow also. And as I drive this back and up, he's probably not going to punch me with the other hand. What do you think? Give it a shot. Okay. No, okay. Now, how do I get there? Again, we're working just from the push hand situation. As I come here, I simply slide my hand down, and there's my push, okay? I could get to the other hand by simply coming across and taking it. So this is, Yamauchi sensei used to really love to do this one. I've seen him doing this on Donnie and Kurt and a lot of, oh, okay. He was dancing for me, okay? The advantage of having my left hand to his right is that I now have a guard in case something else is coming there, but it's unlikely. I can also pull here, pull at the shoulder, grab anything to help keep that arm at bay. Same thing over here. It's just that as I'm going in, if he's quick, he may come around, oh, crap. And if he keeps this in front of him, and I can't get it behind him, so it's much safer for me to get to my left hand. All right, so again, we're doing circle pushing, yielding, turning the shoulder back, and then up and in. And I just take it right from there, and we have pretty good control of the guy. Okay? That's our technique for today. Did we do another one the other day? We did something else. Oh, yeah, we did. Okay, let's go back and do that one as well. So we're working our pushing here, and again, we had this lock, which we turned to throw. But this time, instead, I'm going to be pushing up. I'm going to take, and let's get in close, and I'll do it very softly here. So as I'm pushing up here, I'm going to flip this hand here, come under, and now I have it where we can throw or lock. Okay. Now this is very similar to the same position. Instead of pushing it back behind him, I'm now pulling it up, and I have my shoulder helping to lock that up. Okay. Then I'm going to bring this back, step across, change body, and take him to the floor. Oh, you didn't get to see that squirming, I'm sorry. We could also, from this position, simply project him back. But as I turn and let him come down, when he rolls, there's really nowhere he's going to go but to his face. And at this point, we have the arresting technique with a lot of discomfort. Okay, we did do that one, I remember. So the key on this is the transition from the wrist being bent toward his forearm to flipping it. And I do that as he's in pain. I don't want to do it when he's relaxed, because if I let him relax, oh no, he's still fighting and I got a problem. But if I have him locked and then quickly flip it, then I can safely change hands. And a key thing here is I want to be pulling this pinky up and back, okay? That's where the pain is, so that I can then throw him and move on with my life. Hey, there you go. All right, we had done that one also as well. So now, with that said, I said we're going to address the chaos. That's the practice version of the technique, how to learn to recognize and find where to put the pressure and how to turn the wrist and move my body safely at angles for the Toide. But how does Toide fit into the chaos? Okay, so now we're in a chaotic situation, which typically is going to start with a shove, maybe a grab, hopefully a grab, that would be ideal. A wrist grab, maybe like he's going to come across and punch me here, that kind of thing, which lends itself very easily to our Toide techniques. But now we get into the chaos and we're in here. There's the hand. That's exactly what I want. Then again, I can have my Toide holds. And now we're right into the situation. So we're in the chaos. Oh no, things are happening here. It's ugly. Look, that just happened. I wasn't planning that, but there's my arm break. Then if I want to again take the wrist, we can take it, okay? And I don't have the restrictions of MMA. I can take 2 fingers. Oh, this is a good place to have a guy, okay? There's very little, once I get him here and I'm pressing, there's very little he's going to do other than complain about how mean I am. But that happens in here. Oh, look, he just gave me his hand. I don't know how that happened, but it's okay, because now I can use this to twist it and bring him down, and then turn it this way and bring him back. So all of those come from, you all right? I'm glad he's young and tough. But, right, I'm defending this stuff. This happens, oh no. Well, now I can do right, we can do other things here. Turn him up. But all of that is only available to me if I have practiced enough of the set, prearranged, simple, isolated techniques to develop that positional recognition and take advantage of the opportunities when they arrive in the chaos. None of that stuff was planned. Okay, Matt, you can go on me, right? So fight. And then he recognizes a position. Thank you, that's it. Good. But he recognized the position. He didn't plan that. I just called him out spontaneous. Did you know you're going to do that? But it was there, and he seized the opportunity. You can only do that. You can only recognize the positions if you've practiced the positions. That's it for today. Thank you for joining. As always, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, tell a friend, make a comment, have a piece of cake, do all this stuff. But most importantly, let's keep practicing.